center where the major national dialogue is unfolding, and the participants coming from different parts of the country have been discussing the various issues, finding a way out of the socio-political and security tensions affecting the northwest and the southwest regions of the country, and of course other socio-political problems affecting Cameroon. And the plenary session will be coming up in some few minutes from now. Cédric.
Vous l'avez dit, Jonathan Babila, une session plénière doit démarrer dans quelques instants. Il s'agit de valider les travaux en commission après 3 jours de discussions intenses. Et jusqu'ici, la commission de décentralisation a pris du retard, et pour cause, 2 camps s'affrontent jusqu'à cette heure. Les tenants de la décentralisation qui proposent un statut spécial aux différentes régions du Cameroun afin de contrecarrer les partisans du fédéralisme, et ils sont en majorité des anglophones participant aux travaux de la commission de décentralisation qui insistent pour que la proposition de fédéralisme soit inscrite dans le rapport qui va être validé lors de la session plénière des commissions qui seront présidées ici par le Premier ministre, chef du gouvernement, coordonnateur du grand dialogue national qui est attendu. Et en fin de matinée, il y a eu un point de presse de Jonathan Babila, point de presse au cours duquel l'armée camerounaise a rendu public des vidéos choquantes sur les exactions qui ont été commises par des groupes armés sur des populations, des vidéos également qui ont montré les actions civilo-militaires qui ont été donc menées par l'armée camerounaise afin d'améliorer le quotidien des populations déjà confrontées aux affres de la guerre contre les séparatistes terroristes dans les régions du sud-ouest et du nord-ouest. Jonathan.
Yes, Cédric Nufele, all those images and information were made public during a press conference earlier today by the Ministry of Defense to show the various atrocities committed notably by armed groups or armed civilians in the northwest and southwest regions of the country, and also actions undertaken by the military soldiers on the ground in the 2 regions in order to bring the situation under normalcy, in order to counter some of the actions from the separatist fighters. And of course, you indicated earlier, Cédric Nufele, the heated debates have continued notably in the Commission on Decentralization and Local Development till today. The heated debates have continued in this commission because it is the major commission here that concerns one of the major issues at the center of the Anglophone crisis, Cédric Nufele, with the participants proposing a special status, notably for the northwest and the southwest regions of the country. But many of the participants, especially the Anglophones, pressing for a return to the federal system in the Republic of Cameroon. Cédric.
Vous l'avez dit, et ce matin, les travaux devaient être finalisés au sein de la commission de décentralisation, mais il y a eu un retard. Les participants anglophones ont demandé et exigé que le document de lecture des propositions soit d'abord traduit en anglais, et c'est depuis 11h30 en principe que les travaux ont repris en commission, alors que les participants dans les autres commissions ont déjà pris place dans la salle principale où doit se tenir la séance plénière pour la validation des propositions élaborées durant les travaux en commission, et la présence du Premier ministre est attendue ici pour pouvoir présider cette autre plénière dans le cadre du grand dialogue national. Jonathan.
Right, Cédric Nufele, and we're going to be taking some reactions here, and right away we are receiving Right Reverend Funky Samuel Foba of the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon. Right Reverend, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
How are the works unfolding at the level of your commission?
I'm in the 4th commission that is in charge of the return of refugees and the internally displaced. Everything is moving on well in that commission, and we've come out with very concrete resolutions that can give a free and soft landing for refugees who have to return, and also for the internally displaced persons who have to return to their different communities. We have talked about the security approach, where we have to see how they can come in and they are properly secured. And so we advocated that the military should get back to the barracks. There should be demilitarization in the 2 regions, and also that the armed boys should drop their arms. That's the first security move we've taken, and also to see how we can grant infrastructural development to rebuild the villages and also to rebuild the hospitals and the schools that have been destroyed and to give people a chance to live back in their different homes. We have also talked about the role of the government in all of this. For instance, because with different stakeholders, especially in the area of constituting a database from what the Ministry of Territorial Administration is already doing, and to see how we can actually know the number of IDPs in order to give them economic empowerment to regain their status in their different communities. We also ask that agroeconomic activities should be enhanced in the Northwest and the Southwest regions, and the youth should be taken into consideration. We also talked about free education to all our youths for at least 3 years. It can be more because they have lost 3 years of education, and in order to help them, empower them in their educational careers, they should give free education to all the youths in these regions.
Reverend Funky Samuel Howard, you have been talking about long-term solutions. What are the major actions that you're telling government to take after this meeting in order to take care of the IDPs in their hundreds of thousands and the refugees who are neighboring Nigeria to come back home and start their life as they were before?
The immediate solution to this problem is to demilitarize the regions, to send back the army to the barracks, and for these boys to lay down their arms. There should be a ceasefire. Those are the major issues we have tabled as immediate solutions to the return of the refugees and the internally displaced, because when these conditions are met, you will not need to go and talk to the refugees or the internally displaced to come back. They will just come back eventually if there is security guaranteed that when they come, they will not be harassed by the military or by the boys. That's the first thing that we have requested. And also the immediate, which is the medium term, is to see how we can be able to grant infrastructural development in the different areas of school, hospitals, and the different homes that were destroyed. These are the medium terms that we are also presenting. And for the long term, we are talking about the creation of a Truth and Reconciliation Committee, because a lot of atrocities has been caused and people need to come and confess and free themselves from the hurt that we are going through as a people.
Globally speaking, Reverend, when you look at all what has been said here in the different commissions, in your own commission, and of course the objectives of this meeting, are we moving towards the right direction? Are we moving towards a return to normalcy after this meeting? Because that is the main preoccupation of Cameroonians who are listening to you today.
I think the main problem is that we have done our frank discussions and placed the facts on the table. And so we concluded in our committee that there must be a follow-up of these resolutions. Something should take place beginning within the first 6 months. And so we should not come here and discuss and leave this place without any action taking place or without any committees put in place to follow up the resolutions of the different 8 commissions. So that is where we are, because it will be a child's play and a window dressing if we discuss here and end up not having the implementation put in place. So we are actually calling on those concerned that what Cameroonians have said here in faith and in truth should be put into practice. The implementation part should not be neglected.
Thanks very much, Right Reverend Funky Samuel. You're one of the conveners of the Anglophone General Conference. Thanks for your reaction.
Vous avez suivi donc la réaction de l'un des acteurs qui a appelé à la résolution pacifique de la crise anglophone, qui participe également à la commission chargée du retour des réfugiés et déplacés internes du fait de la crise anglophone au Cameroun. Nous allons prendre d'autres réactions également, Jonathan Babila.
Right, Cedric Nufele, we continue to receive reactions here, and we with one of the participants. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be on your TV station.
You're representing the diaspora, is that?
Yeah, actually, I'm representing the diaspora, Pastor Kennedy Ijacha from Maryland in the United States.
what has been the major issues, the major recommendations, the major proposals that you're making this far? We are on the 4th day of this major national dialogue.
Yes, I mean, the main point that we are still fighting for is for a return to two-state federation, a return to Cameroon as it was on the 1st of October 1961. That's why we came here, and that's what we will be fighting for. But actually, I was in the Reconstruction and Development Committee, and in that committee, we talked about measures that we could put in place in order to build capacity, because there should be a lot of capacity building in terms of preserving the peace. That's why in our commission we said, okay, mindful of the work that will be done in the other committee, because the other committees will be the peace bringers. They will bring in peace, and then we will maintain peace. We have infrastructures that we have to put in place. We have to rebuild back the heritage that we had in the British Southern Cameroon. Things like the deep sea port in Limbe is under serious consideration. We talked about rebuilding the airport. We talked about viabilizing the energy project in Womb through the dam, and we talked also about Katsina. So those are some of the things that we want to see in place once the peace is established. But let's not have this mixed up. Peace can only come if we go back to the root cause of the crisis. And by all evidence, the root cause of the crisis is the phagocytation of the English-speaking Cameroonians, Southern Cameroon. They don't feel as if they don't feel as belonging to Cameroon. So we have to rebuild back that national consciousness, and the only way that you can do it is by going back to the federal constitution of 1961, because that was the treaty. Actually, that was the Treaty of Union between French Cameroon and English Cameroon.
Today is the 4th day of the major national dialogue, and you're still talking in the future. We have to go back to the root cause. For these 3 days, what have you been doing? You have not yet gone back to the root cause, because this event was meant for that.
I mean, we have gone back to the root cause. We have diagnosed the problem, but we are saying the solution can only come by going back to the root cause and implementing. So it's a proposal that I'm making. I'm not just talking about diagnosis. I've said, let's go back to the root cause. That's the suggestion. It's point blank. We cannot resolve the problem in Cameroon and resolve it permanently by cutting around the bush, cutting around the corner. Let's go back to what brought us together, because it is the 1961 Constitution, the Constitution of 1st of September 1961 that went into effect on 1st of October 1961 with the federal system. That is what brought us together. And in that Constitution, we had the preservation of our statehood within the federation. So we had a House of Assembly, we had a chief conference, we had all our institutions, we had a municipal police.
Are we moving towards that? Are you seeing this meeting moving towards that? The Prime Minister on the first day said this meeting has to produce concrete and pragmatic solutions. Do you think that from what has been said, what has been discussed from the very first day till this moment, we are moving towards that?
I am going to be cautiously optimistic, because grounds are shifting. Let truth be told right here. We are shifting grounds. On the first day of the plenary session, we had Bombonjoya that came with some very hardcore proposals. Yesterday, I'm going to talk about something that happened in a committee, because I have friends who are there. I wasn't part of that decentralization committee. But if you had a henchman like Ankama Fumu that came in, read Article 62 of the Constitution and gave an interpretation to it that opens a door or a corridor for the English region to have a special status, that is something that was unthought of. That a henchman of the regime will finally acknowledge that there is a way where we can give a special status to the English people. That's good and fine. Now, what we are deliberating on right now is the content, because we cannot make a fixation on the name. You can call it whatever you want to call it, federation, give it even Njangi or whatever name you want to give it. But what is important for us federalists is the content. If you call it federation, but the content does not represent federation. It doesn't make sense.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're coming from Germany. You're representing the diaspora. Thanks.
United States.
From the United States. Thank you. Thank you.
Merci pour votre réaction ici au Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé, où doit se tenir une séance plénière pour valider les propositions qui ont été faites durant les travaux en commission. Cette séance plénière n'a pas encore démarré et pour cause, les propositions venant de certaines commissions sont encore attendues, notamment la commission décentralisation où les discussions se poursuivent, notamment des mésententes qui apparaissent encore entre ceux qui défendent la décentralisation plus poussée et ceux qui souhaitent la mise en place d'un système fédéral. Tous voudraient voir inscrit dans le cadre des propositions ces différentes suggestions pour un meilleur système de gouvernance publique au Cameroun. Jonathan Babila.
Right, Cedric Nufele, we're receiving yet another participant. She's a member of parliament, Honorable Edna Eni from Momo in the northwest region of the country. Honorable, you're welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
What's your take on all what has been happening here from the first day right to this moment?
I want to first of all thank God that I am part of what has happened here. Because from the first day, after the opening ceremony, we were like thinking whether we should give up, we of the SDF party. But we will not have been taking that decision without considering the fact that the SDF political party cried out for the root causes of this problem to be handled so that peace could reign in this country. So when we heard that dialogue has been convened, we were happy that for once there will be an opportunity for the problems of the Cameroonian people and the Anglophones in particular to be x-rayed. And so we saw this as an opportunity for this to be done. So I am happy.
Is it been done? Is it been done since the first day right up to this moment?
Yes. We have been distributed into 8 committees. Though the clear picture of the root causes, like many people will know, the form of the state was not clearly stated. However, we took on ourselves to get into the various committees because in whichever way you have to continue to push ahead the problems that are plaguing the English-speaking Cameroonians. So far, we decided to continue to get onto committees. And so I happen to be a member of one of the committees, the Committee on Bilingualism, Cultural Diversity, and Social Cohesion, which to many people in that committee that I share that this seems to be part of the problem. Part of the problem because for so many years we have heard about bilingualism and we think that the fact that Cameroonians speak English or French is just a tool that we can use. Yes, it gives us an advantage here in the country and in the international scenario, but the worry we have here is not just the languages, but the problem of Anglophones not being recognized with their language. The English-speaking Cameroonian has been made to feel inferior and so will struggle to speak French. Though some people say it gives us an advantage because you can now learn French and you become stronger. We want to be recognized as English-speaking Cameroonians.
What has the commission been doing? What are the members? What have they been saying? What are some of the major proposals that you have made to this moment to see that happen?
Thank you very much. We have analyzed it so well and we came out with so many points on our report which we expect that will be taken due consideration. Like for example, we emphasized on the fact that this is a problem, but the problem stems from the fact that some people are not recognized and some people over-exercise their powers given that they think that they should be more by virtue of whatever criteria that they have. So the committee has called on the recognition of the various cultures, the various linguistic backgrounds, and the various social components of Cameroonians, especially these ones that have led our children into the bushes and are coming back now to fight. The committee also realized that the differences and marginalization of some cultural lineages have led to the complex of some children thinking that because their culture has no place they have done, and the proper identification in all public areas in this country, whether you come from which language background, whether you come from which cultural background, you should be given equal treatment. The committee also realized that we are dealing with children who have been traumatized, and so we are calling on necessary measures to be put in place, which we do not go into details because there was a committee that there are committees that are supposed to take care of their return, how they will be. So we are calling on necessary actions to be taken, because for them to be integrated into the social fabric of the country, there are a lot of things that have to be done, and given confidence that they can be listened to and they can participate in state life.
Thanks very much, Honorable Edna from Momo in the northwest region of the country. Cedric.
Merci pour votre réaction, honorable député. Vous l'avez suivi, elle fait partie de la commission bilinguisme, diversité culturelle et cohésion sociale. Nous allons d'abord prendre l'une des femmes socialistes, activistes féministes qui fait partie des participantes ici au Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé. Je vous en prie. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Ça fait 4 jours que vous suivez ce grand dialogue national. La question des femmes victimes des affres de la guerre dans les régions du nord-est et du sud-ouest. Dans ce grand dialogue, quelle a été votre contribution?
Écoutez, j'ai fait partie de la commission numéro 5 qui parlait de la reconstruction et du développement. Et cette commission m'a intéressé parce qu'il fallait penser à l'avenir. Profiter, saisir cette opportunité, même comme c'est une opportunité malheureuse, pour construire l'avenir. Et la construire de façon durablement en y impliquant justement l'action des femmes. Vous savez, il n'y a pas de développement durable sans participation des femmes. Et elles représentent 52% de notre population. Et dans cette commission, où les documents de base, les thèmes de référence qu'ils nous ont donnés étaient très importants, très solides, je n'ai pas eu du mal à insérer cette approche genre dans les documents que vous allez avoir. Il a été question, cette implication s'est faite sur 2 phases. Alors j'ai l'assurance que dans la phase implémentation, beaucoup de préoccupations soulevées par moi et beaucoup de personnes, y compris d'hommes, vont être prises en compte concernant les femmes.
Quelles sont les propositions concrètes que vous avez faites durant ces 3 jours de travaux en commission?
Déjà, la reconstruction, il fallait que ces personnes reviennent. Donc, on a anticipé sur le travail que la commission de retour des réfugiés et des déplacés internes allait faire pour dire que pour les femmes, il fallait déjà des centres d'écoute, pour que ces femmes qui ont subi des violences diverses puissent s'exprimer et évacuer. Il est aussi question de prendre en compte leur avenir en faisant des emplois décents pour elles et la spécificité genre dans le financement. Donc le programme que nous avons fait prenait en compte cette préoccupation à tous les niveaux. Au niveau des hôpitaux même, on a insisté à ce que ces hôpitaux soient faits de façon à accueillir ces femmes qui ont subi des exaltations à l'extérieur et que ce soit en même temps. Et on s'est dit, ces hommes qu'on a tués, ça faisait beaucoup de veuves et d'orphelins qui vont s'éparpiller dans la nature et qui vont encore créer un autre problème. Donc il y a la prise en compte ici de ces veuves dans les patrimoines. Parce qu'il y a des femmes, comme vous le savez, les discriminations et plusieurs violences font en sorte que des femmes font un travail qui n'est pas souvent rémunéré. Elles sont à la maison, elles gardent leurs enfants et elles sont prises en charge forcément par l'époux. Alors quand l'époux est tué, vous vous imaginez la catastrophe. Donc à ce niveau-là, il y a en compte des veuves et des orphelins pour la reconstruction. Dans la reconstruction aussi, on a pensé aux petits métiers pour les femmes. Celles qui vont venir pour qu'elles puissent être à l'aise. Vous savez, la pauvreté accentue la misère. Donc, et elles étaient toujours les plus pauvres, quoiqu'elles sont plus nombreuses. Et la commission reconstruction et développement a pris en compte cet aspect. Et bien entendu, le plus important, c'est la phase opérationnelle. Dans le développement, on a pensé au développement durable avec tous les instruments que le Cameroun a pu adopter, en parlant des objectifs du développement durable qui seront concrètement mis en œuvre dans cette phase. Et c'est une situation exceptionnelle, des mesures exceptionnelles ont été prises et nous avons fait référence au document de la 1325 du Conseil de sécurité de l'ONU sur les femmes, la paix et la sécurité, et tous les éléments conclus dans ce document, qui est d'ailleurs un plan d'action 2000 qui va jusqu'en 2020, ça a été pris en compte. Toute la partie reconstruction qui concernait notre commission a été prise en charge. Et pour finir, les femmes camerounaises ont fait du travail. Autour de WILF Cameroun, il y a eu beaucoup d'associations féminines qui se sont regroupées et qui ont donné du tonus à cette commission à travers le document que nous avons reçu et exploité valablement.
Merci pour cette réaction. Jonathan Babila, dans quelques instants, c'est la séance plénière qui doit démarrer pour la validation des travaux en commission. Merci de nous avoir partagé avec nous votre contribution durant ces 4 jours de travaux en commission. Jonathan Babila, on continue de prendre d'autres réactions ici au Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé.
Right, we are receiving another member of the diaspora. Is coming all the way from Germany, and of course, Epa Kiwanuka. You have been here for 4 days now, and you are here because you were invited to help find a way out of the Anglophone crisis. What has been the contribution of the diaspora to this moment towards that objective?
Well, you say towards which objective? The objective of finding peace, or what is actually happening here, or what has been the contribution of the diaspora to this crisis? Because where I want to come from, I want to start from the contribution of the diaspora to this crisis. And I want to be very honest, and I want to say it the way it is. Because this is what people have refused to say. And these are the truths that people don't want to bring forward. The fact is, the most wicked Anglophones on earth live in the diaspora. Because I can't understand that people will sit behind their computers, do what they do, radicalize people, put them guns in the hands of innocent children to go and die. So for me, coming here was actually coming to find a solution. We, the diaspora, ourselves, the ones that put the guns in the hands of the children, to find a way to take it out and to be able to hunt down all those who are sitting behind their computers in the diaspora and setting the confusion that they are setting upon the lives of innocent people. Because what I can't understand is the fact that people sit where they are and every decision they make works against the people that they say they are protecting.
And the question is finding a way out of what you're just saying now, stopping the killing of people in the northwest and southwest regions of the country, bringing out the boys from the bushes and stopping all the atrocities. So what has been some of the major contributions that you people have been putting in terms of strategy, in terms of ideas on how to get this done?
Well, I don't think I'm in a position to actually come here and expose strategies and all that. But the fact is, we have come to the understanding that it is actually the people who are sitting abroad, who call themselves the leaders, as it were, who are doing what they are doing. And so we are now striving to make sure that we get things in place that is going to like really hunt them down. And that is something that really the government must help those of us who have decided and stuck out our necks for peace, stuck out our necks for the fact that the little woman, the old woman who is selling jama in Ekiliwindi can have a life. Because when we sit where we sit in the major cities of Berlin and New York and rant, we don't understand anything. My coming home has exposed me to what the truth is. And so what is going to happen here is that we are deciding and we are making up our minds to come up with strategies that is going to like slow down everything that the diaspora thinks has power over, and they can't no longer destroy this country. They should be able to buy pens and pencils for students. They should be able to build hospitals. They should be able to do things that will promote the lives of people, build schools, not give them guns. Thank you, sir.
Are you confident that we are moving towards that after this major national dialogue?
Well, confidence from me, because I'm a person, I believe in the words I speak. I am confident and I am certain that since we have decided to put all our hands on deck, we are going to achieve this. We must achieve this. No other person would achieve it for us. It is our duty to do that. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Thanks for coming all the way from Germany.
Réaction, on va prendre des dames qui font partie, oui, d'abord ce monsieur, l'un des participants à la commission l'une des commissions ici au Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé. Jonathan.
Yes, he's an honorable member of parliament. Ego Ringo, you're welcome. You're in the Reconstruction Commission.
Je vous en prie, vous avancez un peu.
Thank you very much. The reconstruction,
Camera, please.
the reconstruction of development that we are talking about. In fact, we started it for some days, and there was a lot of argument where we, the Anglophones, we were talking of a project that we abandoned in the Anglophone zone. We also talk about projects like subdivisions that were abandoned, like Akwaya. And personally, I opened the floor by telling the people it is easy to start from Bamenda to Njikwa, right to Akwaya, so that the Akwaya people should have advantage of enjoying their subdivision. Some people were saying that decentralization, asking me, but I told them that decentralization has their own section, and it is only there that we can have some decision. I can't be talking of development and at the same time I'm talking of decentralization. Adding to what we are seeing, some of the Amber boys, they have come up and from Southwest to resign. Like this morning, if you watch at the TV, you discover that some of the general are advising the boys to come out from the bush. We want the peace. We don't want that the idea of killing our brothers and our sisters all over, destroying houses and abandoning our own regions like the Northwest and the Southwest. We are not happy. We are not happy at all. So for that reason, we are praying that there should be peace. There should be peace along the line.
What are some of the things you're asking the Cameroon government, you're asking the President of the Republic of Cameroon to implement, to do after this meeting for that objective of returning to peace and normalcy in the northwest and southwest regions of the country to be achieved?
Well, since I was in the Commission of Development, we have asked that CDC should be repressed, and some of the projects that they were abandoned, like the seaport in Limbe, in fact, the people want to see that the seaport in Limbe should start. And you see, like the Njikwa road that where I come from, and it was abandoned. We are praying that let government take some measures about the road. And personally, I had a working session with the Minister of Public Works, where we talk of Bamenda and Bengui, Njikwa, and then Njikwa to Akwaya, where it will be possible to the Akwaya people to enjoy their subdivision. And we talk of CDC, that immediately let CDC start. We should restore CDC, because the manager of CDC was there and the one of PAMO, they were there, and we tried to emphasize that CDC should start immediately, where we can see how we can help our boys. You quite remember when the guy read his speech, he was saying, telling the people how when concours comes out, it is only the Francophones that are passing. A police concours will come, they will see only two Anglophone people. Concours are the public service, you will see only the Francophone people, and the Anglophone people does not favor them. And those are some of the things they are angry, and that's why they are entering the bush.
All right, thanks very much, Honorable Ego Ringo from the Northwest region of the country. Thanks for your contribution.
Merci pour votre contribution. Vous êtes l'un des parlementaires qui participent, l'une des personnalités qui participent ici aux travaux en commission. Séance plénière prévue ce jeudi au Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé. Toutes les commissions n'ont pas encore livré leur copie afin qu'elles soient examinées et validées lors d'une séance plénière. Et nous continuons à prendre des réactions ici avec l'une des participantes à la commission de décentralisation, Jonathan Babila.
Right, we are receiving another member of the diaspora. She's coming from the Decentralization and Local Development Committee. That is one of the tough committees here at the Measure National Dialogue, and the debates have been quite heated in that commission.
Yes, hello. Yes, we had a lot of fireworks in our committee, which is understandable because it's actually the root cause of the problem in the Northwest and Southwest, which is a form of state. So we were determined to get our point across, so we could be able to address some of the issues in the Northwest and Southwest. Yes.
What are some of the issues that you have addressed till this moment?
Well, we talked about everything. First and foremost, I want to say that I'm very proud of my committee members. In the Decentralization Committee, we had very heated debates where everybody was able to express themselves, We touched all the issues, federalism, and we talked about all the form of state, and we're happy the report was reflective of our discussions, and all the recommendations that we wanted are in the report, so we're very happy.
There are many issues on the table in that very commission on decentralization. There is decentralization itself, there is federalism that you mentioned, there are other options, I think so, confederalism and so on. Where are we tilting to? We are tilting to which direction from the observation of the discussions that took place since yesterday till now?
Yeah, so actually you need to know that the dialogue took place within, we were confined, which initially the diaspora complained, because when we came in, we were hoping to be able to be part of the commissions, like have an input in what commissions were. So that's why on day one, we were very upset, because when we came, the commissions had already been set up, because we wanted to influence the commissions. And so we requested a meeting with the Prime Minister through one of the Vice Presidents, Senator Emilian Keze. We told her we were very upset, and the Prime Minister was gracious enough. He granted us a meeting. So we met with the Prime Minister and we expressed our frustration that we were coming to a dialogue, and we wanted to be part from the beginning, from day one. We wanted to have an input in what committees would be in this dialogue, who would be committee members. We wanted to be part, and the Prime Minister asked the minister delegate to see where he could put us. But that said, again, he explained to us that the president ran on a certain agenda of decentralization. That's what the people wanted. So he had a certain confines. He couldn't go out of the political program. So as leaders, we need to be pragmatic. So of course, we never got the federation that we wanted. We came here requesting, because the people of the Northwest and Southwest made it abundantly clear that the option that they wanted is federation. But when we came in here, we had a confines, and so we couldn't. But we're very proud. We were able to get the maximum of what we could get from this dialogue, which what we got is a special dispensation for the Northwest and Southwest that grants them more autonomy and less government influence. So we're hoping that we're very happy with the product that we were able to get.
J'aimerais à présent, Marilyn, que vous puissiez revenir sur les dernières discussions aujourd'hui. Nous sommes jeudi. On a vu que la commission de décentralisation a commencé avec un retard, notamment à cause du manque de traduction des documents en langue anglaise. Mais il y a également un débat qui continue sur le système de gouvernance qui serait le meilleur pour sortir de la crise anglophone. Pouvez-vous nous faire le point sur les discussions en cours?
Oui, je vais essayer de parler un peu en français. Je m'excuse d'avance, mais cette commission, comme vous le savez, les discussions étaient très, comme quelqu'un a dit, c'était la commission de la guerre. Parce que, donc il y avait les discussions très tard, parce qu'on était même, après quand on a retiré, même les membres, il y avait des discussions très tard. C'est pour ça que le dernier produit, ça a tardé. Parce que on était engaged vraiment. Donc c'était pour ça, je crois.
Merci Marilyn. Vous êtes membre de la commission en décentralisation. Ici, les séances plénières, notamment celle la plus importante, qui doit valider les propositions élaborées dans le cadre des commissions, est encore attendue, et pour cause, certaines commissions n'ont pas encore livré toutes leurs copies, et nous allons continuer à prendre d'autres réactions. Ici, Jonathan Babila, avec Anissé Equinoxe. Nous sommes au 4e jour du grand dialogue national. Il y avait une séance plénière qui était prévue depuis quelques heures, depuis 11 heures. Que se passe-t-il, Anissé Equinoxe?
Mais apparemment, il y a des commissions qui n'ont pas encore bouclé leurs travaux, et on a donc reporté la séance plénière après le déjeuner de midi.
Justement, comment appréciez-vous ces travaux qui se poursuivent jusqu'à 7 heures? Pourtant, sur le programme officiel, il était prévu déjà la validation de ces différentes propositions en séance plénière.
Cela démontre que ce n'est pas aussi facile que ça d'organiser un dialogue dans des situations de crise. Ça démontre que, au-delà de la volonté qui avait été affichée d'encadrer totalement le dialogue, ce n'est pas aussi évident, et que les gens veulent s'exprimer librement jusqu'au bout, et que les résolutions, les décisions qui sortiront des travaux reflètent vraiment l'ambiance des travaux et les points de vue divergents, quitte à arriver à un consensus. Alors,
au sein de votre commission, quelles sont les propositions les plus pertinentes qui ont été retenues durant les travaux en commission?
D'abord, nous, on est une commission beaucoup plus calme, dans la mesure où elle travaille dans le cas probable d'un retour progressif à la paix. C'est la commission 5, reconstruction des zones sinistrées et développement local. Donc, nous avons eu au départ un travail bien élaboré par le secrétaire technique qui est en 3 phases. La phase d'urgence, la phase de transition et la phase de reconstruction à long terme. Donc dans les 2 ans à venir, ça démarre très rapidement. Il faut reconstruire les édifices publics et privés, confessionnels, etc. Les maisons, indemniser les petites entreprises qui ont subi, même les champs, les petits commerces, etc. pendant 2 ans pour donner des arguments au retour à la paix. Que ceux qui sont partis à l'étranger ou dans les autres régions du pays reviennent dans la mesure où on leur redonne une possibilité de reprendre leur activité et une vie normale. Et dans les 5 ans, qu'on consolide les plans de développement et les projets du gouvernement, qu'on les accélère pour qu'on ne revienne pas rapidement à une situation difficile à soutenir. Et à long terme, dans 10 ans, alors les projets structurants, prévus ou non prévus, dans le cadre soit des plans d'urgence, soit des budgets et des projets en collaboration avec les partenaires étrangers. Mais ces 3 phases ne sont pas prises à part. La phase d'urgence démarre en même temps que la phase de consolidation et la phase à long terme.
Est-ce que vous avez fait une évaluation budgétaire pour la reconstruction dans les régions du nord-ouest et du sud-ouest?
Oui, on a évalué, mais bon, on n'a pas tenu compte. C'est risqué parce que les autres commissions doivent avoir aussi des budgets. Mais on a évalué à peu près à 3500 milliards l'effort que la nation tout entière doit faire pour donner un souffle nouveau à ces 2 régions sinistrées.
Et sur la question du secteur privé qui participe à cette commission et qui a évoqué ses préoccupations quant à la relance de la production industrielle, qu'en est-il?
On a pris des mesures transitoires. Par exemple, on doit arrêter de façon rapide et pour un certain temps les contrôles fiscaux, les contrôles du fisc. On doit alléger les impôts, à la limite même prendre des mesures de suspension provisoire des impôts pour les petites et moyennes entreprises qui sont le tissu économique de base de nos régions.
Merci Anissé Kané pour ces précisions concernant la commission reconstruction et développement des zones touchées dans les régions anglophones. Jonathan Babila.
Right, Cedric Mufele, and one of the things that we retain from the intervention of Anissé Kané of the Manidem political party is that the Commission on Reconstruction of the places affected by the crisis has discovered or is saying that the country needs about 350 billion francs CFA in order to reconstruct the hundreds of villages that have been burnt down, that have been destroyed by the Anglophone crisis. And we are receiving yet another participant, notably from the Decentralization Commission. You are Samba Mbono. You are from the Decentralization Commission. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right. What are some of the major outcomes of this commission? What have been your contribution in this commission?
First of all, I would like to say that we could not right now talking about an outcome from the commission since the works are outgoing, and we should have maybe just to say that we have been working in a very fair ways and very open spirit, and we have been participating by just pushing out the fact that those regions and council really needs autonomies which could allow them to manage not only resources but also to manage the power that they can have from the state within decentralization. That means what? That means that the more people will have resources, financial resources, competencies transfer, the more they could take into account the difficulties of their different regions. That's what we are working on. Talking also about maybe some issues which could be very nice to improve the welfare of populations. so as to bring back our population and also to allow them to live in normality. This is what we said.
Some of the members of that commission just told us that the commission members discussed and highlighted a special status that they are proposing that should be given to the northwest and the southwest regions in order to give them more autonomy and reduce the influence of the central government on those two regions. What will be the content of this special status?
You want me to go deeply into the matter. What I was saying is that it's just proposals. It's like suggestions that people are making within commissions. So it depends on the whole Cameroonians when we will be agreeing that this is the right path that we must follow. Therefore, we will be go into the matter. But the scope is in respect with what people really desire, which is autonomies and also possibility to manage their resources, financial resources that states are just transferred to them in order to give more opportunities to their people, in order to create more jobs, in order also to construct and also create more infrastructure. This is what you can say.
Globally speaking now, what's your impression about the direction that this major national dialogue is speaking from a global perspective? Are we moving towards a pragmatic and concrete solution?
I will be sincere. The way those discussions have been conducted, it's a very fair and democratic way that I don't know if I am in capacity to congratulate the committee or the bureau, but I think how things have been conducted is it's a very good night, it's a very nice thing.
Merci pour votre réaction ici au Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé. La séance plénière devait démarrer à 11h. Il est déjà 13h. Elle accuse 2 heures de retard et pour cause, certaines commissions sont encore en train de travailler et de peaufiner les propositions qu'elles ont élaborées dans le cadre des travaux en commission. Jonathan Babila, nous allons recevoir l'une des participantes à ces travaux. Madame, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Vous êtes dans l'une des commissions. Quelle est votre contribution depuis 4 jours ici au Grand Dialogue National?
Je suis dans la commission de la décentralisation. En tant que maire, cette commission me convient. Nous avons discuté chaudement et nous avions des avis départagés. D'autres, les uns pour le fédéralisme, d'autres pour la confédération et d'autres pour la décentralisation. Moi, j'ai choisi la décentralisation parce que c'est la décentralisation qui me convient. La décentralisation, en fait, a été déclenchée en 2004, mais elle est lente, elle n'est pas effective. Il y a certaines ressources qu'on a transférées, mais qui sont très peu. Les collectivités territoriales décentralisées ont à peine moins de 10% du budget de l'État, ce qui n'est pas normal. Ce qui n'est pas normal, parce qu'avec moins de 10% pour le budget de l'État, nous ne pouvons pas développer notre communauté. Et c'est pour ça que je sollicite la décentralisation pour que chaque commune puisse gérer ses ressources et que toutes les ressources ne soient pas concentrées à Yaoundé. Et ensuite, nous n'avons pas nos ingénieurs propres. Nous dépendons toujours des sectoriels de l'État qui nous menacent pour faire des devis. Il faut qu'on les prenne et ils nous menacent, ils nous demandent beaucoup d'argent. Et nous sollicitons que nous ayons des ingénieurs sur place à la mairie pour ne plus avoir cette tracasserie.
Merci pour votre contribution.
That was
au Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé.
Deputy Mayor number 1 of the Bafang Council, Njonkam Anne. Thanks for your contribution.
La séance plénière n'a pas encore démarré ici au Palais des Congrès. Elle doit pouvoir se mettre en place afin de valider les propositions inscrites dans le cadre de ce grand dialogue national. Il y a eu 4 jours de discussion ici au Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé. Certaines commissions n'ont pas encore livré leur copie. Ils sont encore en train de peaufiner les dernières propositions qui sont nécessaires, qui doivent être inscrits dans le rapport final qui va être validé ici au Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé. Jonathan Babila.
Yes, Cedric Nufele, we are receiving yet another participant, a member of parliament from the northwest region of the country. He is of the Justice Commission. Honorable, you're welcome.
Thank you. I think the Justice Commission has finished with its deliberations. And so we have agreed on some serious issues which I want to draw your attention to. We have agreed that lawyers in the Northwest and Southwest regions, they will both execute the functions of lawyers, barristers before the Supreme Court of Cameroon and the notary public. So it means that a lawyer in the North and Southwest region is at the same time a notary public, what they call notaire in the civil law zone. We have also agreed that a law school should be created in Cameroon. This law school is to permit our children who have been going to Nigeria, Sierra Leone, the Gambia, to become lawyers. So they are forced to go out because we do not have a law school in Cameroon, and we are forced to train them in chambers, in lawyers' chambers. So in order to avoid this cost and the risk of going out of the country, we said it will be important that we create one for ourselves because the logistics are there, the human resource is there. We have also agreed that only magistrates who master the English language and the common law should be posted in the Northwest and the Southwest regions, including court registers. We have also said that no statement will be taken from litigant by the judicial police in French in the Northwest and the Southwest region. You only hear somebody in the language that that person speaks best. And so in the Northwest and Southwest region, there is no reason why somebody, an Anglophone in that area, statement will be taken in French from an Anglophone. So henceforth, judicial officers will only take statement which will be sent to court as a report in English and not in French as they have been doing. Secondly, we also agreed on the issue of these guys who have dropped their arms. It's called an ex-combatant. They came to us and they were complaining. In fact, those tricks that they shot us and that we have seen them moving with them throughout this period that we are here are tricks which were just given to them of recent. So they say that they do not have dresses. The state has not given them dresses. There's no logistics, no food. Every day they're eating rice. And they say that their colleagues who are still in the bushes are laughing at them. And so we have made a recommendation that they must take care of these guys in terms of logistics and make them happy, even in terms of employment. So another issue is that the guys who are...
I want to find out from you how it happened. How did the message get through to these boys in the bushes where they were until they decided to come out, and what will be the impact of their presence here?
No, you see these guys, the message to go to them. They are here like this. These are their colleagues. They are communicating with them as we speak. I'm a senator from the Northwest region. I'm also communicating with the guys who are in the bush. And so we are also trying to send this information to them, that these are the things that the measures that we want to take in order to cause them to come out of these bushes. And another strong issue is the one of amnesty. We have requested that amnesty should be granted. And secondly, and that those who are presently going under trial should discontinue. So they should stop trial for those who are under trial as of now, and that amnesty should be granted, what we call pardon. Those are the recommendations that have come from the Judicial Committee.
Merci, monsieur le sénateur. Vous étiez membre de la commission justice ici au Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé, où nous sommes en direct sur Equinoxe Télévision. Nous allons prendre d'autres réactions ici au Palais des Congrès. C'est l'un des experts des Nations Unies qui suit de près et observe comment le Cameroun formule son grand dialogue national et tente de sortir de cette crise anglophone qui secoue la République du Cameroun depuis près de 3 ans. Et ici, nous sommes avec Jean-Victor Nkolo. Bonjour.
Bonjour, comment allez-vous?
Nous allons bien, merci. Vous suivez de près les travaux en commission, également l'annonce de ce grand dialogue national après 3 ans de crise anglophone, 2 ans de guerre et une situation économique, sociale, humanitaire assez difficile. Comment appréciez-vous les mécanismes de dialogue que le gouvernement, le président de la République a mis en place?
Une situation effectivement très difficile que vit notre pays. D'abord, merci beaucoup de me donner l'opportunité de m'exprimer. Et je le fais ici, non pas en tant que fonctionnaire des Nations Unies, mais en tant que Camerounais. Je suis très fier de ce pays et je dois constater depuis quelques jours que je suis là, qu'après un véritable traumatisme qui nous affecte maintenant depuis 3 ans, surtout nous qui sommes à l'étranger, nous le vivons encore plus mal. Je constate, une fois arrivé ici, qu'il y a quand même avec cette démarche, ce grand dialogue national, une très belle chance pour les Camerounais de se parler, d'ouvrir leur cœur et de voir quelles peuvent être les solutions. Et je crois que ce qui se passe ici à Yaoundé marquera l'histoire. Je ne sais pas si ce dialogue sera couronné de succès, mais je puis dire, ayant moi-même couvert des conflits par le passé en tant que correspondant de guerre pendant une 15aine d'années et fonctionnaire aux Nations Unies depuis un quart de siècle, je puis dire que en très peu de temps, c'est-à-dire depuis le discours du chef de l'État le 10 septembre et puis ce dialogue qui a commencé 20 jours après, il y a véritablement comme un miracle qui s'opère. J'ai rarement vu les Camerounais parler avec autant de cœur, autant de franchise, autant de vérité. Je l'ai vu à New York quand la délégation est venue rencontrer la diaspora aux États-Unis. Et je le vois ici. Et pour moi, c'est véritablement une grande émotion de rencontrer des amis que je n'ai pas vus depuis longtemps. Je vois Maître Tchougan, je vois Sa Majesté Ipoa, le chef des Yassa, je vois un chef supérieur de Bamejun, je vois des amis anglophones, je vois des amis du Nord, je vois des camarades avec qui j'ai grandi à Douala, Nouvelle, et puis cette grande chose qu'on appelle la fraternité, le vivre ensemble. C'est vrai, moi j'ai été au collège Liberman, et là on nous a enseigné la fraternité. Et je pense que ce pays peut redécouvrir cela. La guerre, ce n'est véritablement pas une bonne chose. Vous êtes journaliste, et vous êtes un grand journaliste dans ce pays. Moi j'ai couvert les conflits, et je vous dis et je vous redis, la guerre, ce n'est pas une bonne chose. Et je salue le courage des jeunes qui sont sortis du maquis et qui sont venus affronter, non pas seulement la vérité, qui ont affronté eux-mêmes. J'ai rencontré beaucoup de jeunes au Libéria, en Angola, partout où j'ai été couvrir les conflits. Et ça, c'est ma découverte qui est sortie du maquis pour se parler et accepter d'affronter ses propres fantômes.
Alors, au regard de la situation humanitaire, sociale, économique des régions anglophones, que proposez-vous pour sortir complètement de cette crise anglophone? Quels sont pour vous les différents schémas qui doivent être mis en place et exécutés pour rassurer les populations de ces régions, pour ramener la paix dans les régions anglophones?
Le chef de l'État a défini le cadre de ce dialogue national, ce grand dialogue national. Et je crois qu'il faut effectivement donner une place particulière aux régions du nord-ouest et du sud-ouest. Il faut reconnaître le conflit. Il faut aller aux sources du conflit et se délivrer. Il faut dire ici aussi qu'un certain nombre de choses qui ont radicalisé quelques-uns de nos frères, surtout dans la diaspora, sont des mensonges. C'est faux. La lecture de la résolution 1608 n'est pas une lecture juste par rapport à nos frères ambazoniens. Et je pense que le Cameroun a une tente suffisamment grande qu'on peut élargir et qui peut satisfaire tous ses enfants. Et il faut régler ces problèmes, régler la question de la reconstruction, régler la question de la gestion de la cité. Ce sera une question difficile, mais je crois que les gens parlent ici avec courage. J'ai rencontré aujourd'hui le cardinal Toumi, j'ai rencontré aujourd'hui d'autres ecclésiastes, des hommes d'église, j'ai rencontré ici des gens qui viennent parler avec le cœur. Le président de notre commission, monsieur Jean-Louis Atangana, la commission diaspora, nous avons eu des débats très poussés. Certains ont milité pour, n'est-ce pas, la double nationalité. Il y a aussi une chose que j'ai recommandée qui est que l'apport de la diaspora, ce n'est pas seulement à sens unique. On peut aussi faire à ce que le Cameroun continue à briller de mille feux à l'international. Le Cameroun a eu un candidat secrétaire général des Nations Unies, qui n'a malheureusement pas été élu, c'était Dokingé. Nous avons eu plusieurs fois des secrétaires généraux à l'OUA. Et nous pouvons continuer à briller à l'échelle internationale. Donc le Cameroun, aussi bien à l'intérieur comme à l'extérieur, est un grand pays qui doit continuer à briller dans l'unité. Mais cette unité sera difficile, mais elle se fera, j'en suis convaincu.
Merci pour votre réaction ici au Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé. Merci pour votre contribution à ce plateau spécial pour les réactions concernant le grand dialogue national. Nous allons à présent recevoir Jonathan Babila, l'un des présidents de la commission je vous en prie, monsieur le vice-président, monsieur le ministre, vous êtes sur Equinoxe Télévision, nous sommes en direct, monsieur le ministre Elvis Ngolengole, sur les travaux qui ont cours. Une séance plénière était annoncée à 11h, il est déjà 13h passées, elle n'a pas encore débuté. Monsieur le ministre, que se passe-t-il ici?
Moi, je crois que vous savez que le grand dialogue national, c'est un forum républicain. Le président a voulu que tous les citoyens, des fils et filles du Cameroun, s'assoient autour d'une table dans ce grand palais de congrès et échanger de vues, converser et essayer de faire des contributions constructives pour un Cameroun meilleur. Je crois que c'est ça le but. Et je crois que les fils et filles, ils se parlent, ils se conversent, ils font des échanges. Même si ça nous prend jusqu'à minuit, nous sommes là. Puisque j'ai toujours dit, le grand dialogue national, c'est un forum de volonté et de bonne volonté. Il faut manifester la volonté républicaine et la bonne volonté humaine. Ici, il n'y a pas de mauvais. Tout le monde est responsable. Nous sommes tous responsables puisque nous avons une seule république. Nous voulons que dans l'unité et dans la paix et en tout esprit républicain, que cette république aille de l'avant. Donc pour nous, même si c'est jusqu'à minuit, je crois que le président sera à l'aise que les fils et filles se parlent. Donc même c'est tout à fait normal qu'il y aura la diversité d'opinions. Il y aura des échanges qui sont divers. Il n'y a pas, pour moi, je trouve que c'est démocratique, c'est républicain, et donc c'est bon. Ce qui est essentiel, c'est qu'il ne faut pas que quelqu'un se sente rejeté ou jeté dehors ou exclu. Tout le monde a le droit de s'exprimer et je crois que c'est ça qui a eu lieu depuis lundi. Et si ça continue, il n'y a pas de problème, puisque en fin de compte, c'est la République du Cameroun, unie dans sa diversité, qui doit primer. C'est ça notre but ici, pour que la paix revienne, la cohésion nationale et que l'unité soit renforcée.
Professor Elvis Ngolengole, you're a political scientist and a former member of government. What has been your contribution throughout these 4 days of the major national dialogue?
Yes, I have been, as you know, I'm a vice president of the commission number 4, which has to do with the return of refugees and internally displaced persons. We had a wonderful chairman in the person of the Christian Cardinal Toomey, who adopted an approach which is pretty exemplary. It was very Republican, he was very democratic, he was very human, and so there was a lot of human camaraderie and Republican serenity in our commission, to the extent that in spite of the diversity of delegates, we had bishops, we had the moderator of the Presbyterian Church, we had activists, we had men and women from all kinds of political parties. They were all there, they expressed themselves freely, and our report was adopted in unanimity.
What are some of the major aspects of that report that should be highlighted?
Some of the major aspects are that an enabling environment that has to do with peace and security, stability, and total support and facilitation for the refugees and displaced persons should be brought about. And that even includes those who are of armed groups dropping their arms. And it was even included that our soldiers who have a regalian mission to hold arms can continue to hold their arms, but that they go to their barracks where they know what their barracks are in order to permit for people to feel confident to return. And other things that were said were included things like providing support and facilitation to rebuild roads, to rebuild homes, to rehabilitate farms, to support the refugees and IDPs when they get back home in terms of small trades, and to support young people who are refugees to be able to go back to school, and to be able to write the concours because they have lost 3 years for nothing. So, and to be able also to take care of their health needs, their mental needs, all these things were put there, and even ideas which don't have a direct link on the refugees. Ideas such as establishing a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Because at the end of the day, when people meet in a Republican forum such as the Major National Dialogue, it is for us to reconcile with each other. It's for us to pardon each other. It's for us to rediscover each other.
Many Cameroonians who are listening to you, watching you now, have diverse and convergent opinions. Some are optimists, some are pessimists, some are saying it's not going to work, some are saying we are moving towards the right direction. What will you tell the Cameroonians who are listening to you now? Are we going to have solutions, a return to normalcy in the northwest and southwest regions after this meeting?
The common denominator in this forum, which we call the Major National Dialogue, is that we must manifest our willingness and our goodwill to work together as children of the same country so that we can construct a better future, a great future, a promising future for ourselves. That's the common denominator. In this forum, the Major National Dialogue, it was not intended for us to accuse each other. It was not intended for us to say, these are at fault, these are wrong, these are right. No. All of us are responsible, and all of us are responsible to each other. That is why you have here combatants, ex-combatants, army, people of different political parties, different religious groups, activists. And guess what? They're not fighting. They are happy, they are enjoying each other. There's a lot of camaraderie, and that's what's important.
The fight almost broke out in the decentralization commission.
I'm glad you say almost. I'm glad it didn't break out. The important thing is that people are free and they feel free and they want to express themselves. And I think the president, when he convened the Major National Dialogue, wanted people to express their freedom. As long as that freedom is done in Republican legality, in constitutional legality, and in respect of one another. We respect one another. That's why in our commission on the return of refugees, Cardinal Tumi made sure that every delegate felt valuable, every delegate felt responsible, and every delegate felt like they mattered, they were important, and they counted, and he gave them all the freedom to express themselves fully, and they did. And I hope this is the same spirit that prevail everywhere, because we are not here to accuse. This forum, the Major National Dialogue, is not a court, it's not a tribune. There are no bad guys. We are all good people here. That's why you don't see soldiers and combatants and ex-combatants fighting. We are not here to fight. There's no fighting here. We are here as disciples, architects, to construct a better future for each other, so that that Cameroon of our founding fathers should be one in which everyone feels they belong, everyone feels they count, everyone feels they matter. And let's forget about yesterday. Yesterday has happened. Some of it is bad, but we want to move forward together by making sure that even those who are combatants yesterday, those who are soldiers yesterday, those who are activists yesterday, those who were of different political opinions yesterday, that we march together in one national army of citizenry, in which all citizens in their diversity work together to build and rebuild that Cameroon that is good and better for everybody.
Thanks so much, Professor Elvis Ngolengole.
Merci, Professeur Elvis Ngolengole, d'avoir participé à cette émission spéciale consacrée au grand dialogue national, où nous sommes en direct au Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé, où la séance plénière pour valider les propositions élaborées dans le cadre des commissions ne s'est pas encore tenue. Certaines commissions poursuivent les discussions afin de mieux peaufiner les propositions qui doivent être entérinées durant la séance plénière. Elle devait débuter à 11h. Cela fait plus d'1h30 de retard ici au Palais des Congrès, Jonathan Babila.
And the delay is because of the extended debates and deliberations in some of the commissions, notably the Commission on Decentralization and Local Development. However, the plenary will be coming up in the minutes and hours ahead, when all the commissions will come together and bring to the table their proposals, their recommendations, the things that they must have agreed on for adoption during the plenary session. Cédric Nouflet.
Vous l'avez dit, environ 2h30 de retard. Il est déjà 13h30. Ici au Palais des Congrès de Yaoundé, la séance plénière a été reportée en raison des travaux qui se poursuivent encore dans certaines commissions, notamment la commission décentralisation. Celle de l'éducation, jusqu'à l'heure actuelle, n'a pas encore livré, elle aussi, sa copie. Pourtant, des membres des autres commissions étaient déjà dans la principale salle du Palais des Congrès pour suivre la séance plénière de validation des propositions avant la lecture du rapport final prévu vendredi. Nous restons ici au Palais des Congrès pour vous faire vivre les moments les plus importants du grand dialogue national.
Right, Cedric Nufele will be coming back to you shortly to bring to you greater details, and everything that is happening here will be giving you minute by minute accounts of the deliberations, of the discussions in the different commissions as the major national dialogue unfolds here at the Yaoundé Conference Center.